if you're not at the front rolling with the attacks, you're not part of the race. The one and only goal is just up there rolling with attacks and get amongst it. 2, 3.
So the guys have been lined up at the start line for about half an hour. All these interviews, presentation of flowers to the Dutch heavy hitters. They've been up on the podium. Now they're doing a lap of the course, sitting in the back of a convertible. Meanwhile, the race is about half an hour delayed, so hopefully they come around so the boys can get started soon. They'll be getting hungry. Lucky had a bag of lollies, so they've all been picking at that. But seriously, like, what is going on? Oh, finally! They're gone! They're off!
What a show up car!
Yeah. Oh.
Great.
Jeez.
Cheers.
I haven't really introduced you. This is Nana, Ben's girlfriend. Who's going to be the first Nero over the line on lap 1?
Ben Carmen.
I reckon Ben Spenceley.
Alright.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's wait and see.
Het tempo wordt flink hoog gehouden al bij de eerste passage.
Ben Spenceley! Yeah! Another day, another crit. This time we're in a town called Gestel. Now, instead of making the same video over and over again, just in a different town, I want to take a little bit of a different approach to this one. I want to go into a bit more detail on who's actually racing here. So I will do this after the fact. I've got a list of all the starters. So we'll go through, take a look at who they are, what teams they're on, so you can get a feel for exactly what the competition is at these crits. They're about 5 laps into the race. Can I just say, there is a GoPro effect. So I put the GoPro on the front of Ben Spenceley's bike because I thought, I had a vibe that he was gonna rip in and get some good footage. What do you say? First Nero rider across the line on the first lap, and he's following moves. So I think there's you stick a GoPro on a rider's bike, and I think they feel the pressure. So I might use that to my advantage throughout this trip. So why are we actually doing these crits? Just hear me out for a minute. So, as I think I've mentioned previously, we've got 3 types of races. We've got UCI races, which are the hardest. Probably similar level of the Pro Kermesses in Belgium. But the third part of this trip we're doing that a lot of other teams, at least the ones from Australia, don't do, are these Dutch crits. The reason why I think these are so important is that if you only do the UCI races and the Pro Kermesses, the racing's just too hard. For everyone but, you know, maybe a Michael Freeberg from 2020 or whenever he won nationals. You know, he came over here, got good results, was dominant. But for 9 out of 10 guys coming over and only doing Pro Kermesses and UCI races, it's just too hard. And I've heard stories from other teams, from other riders, that they come over here, 3 weeks in, they freaking hate it. All they do, they can barely finish a race, they keep crashing, and all they want to do is they're desperate to get home. And I don't think that's a positive experience for most of the guys. So that's why when planning this trip, I wanted a mix. I didn't want guys to just come over and get their heads kicked in. I wanted to have some racing where, yes, they challenge themselves and they do get their heads kicked in, but then they also get some races where they're actually competitive up at the front of the field, giving it a good crack and probably getting some results. I think that'll just be a much more positive experience for the guys overall. So that's why we're actually doing these. Right, so there's Jono there. There's a bit of a pain face. Look, not to give Jono too much shit, but there's a bit of a thing with Jono where you look at him and he never looks like he's in pain. He always looks pretty comfortable. So to see him with a bit of a suffer on, showing some emotion is really cool.
How fast you are?
Oh, how fast? 46.7.
Okay, thank you.
Damn, so Jono's rear bottle cage just came off. The road, it's not surprising the courses are so rough with these pavers. Any possible mechanical, you'll get it in these crits because you're just riding over these rough roads. If you slightly loose bowl, it'll loosen off, bottle cage falls off, you clip it with your foot, and your race is over. So that's unlucky. He's actually doing quite well there. Young Jono.
My body's fully. I'm
Good
running out of
work,
energy.
Yeah. Just ran out of legs, or?
Well, I think I've had the biggest week here.
Yeah.
I've done everything. Last week was about 1100 TSS, so.
So just to name drop a few riders and give you an idea of who's turning up to these crits, 2 riders stand out. First one is Mace Hendricks from Alpecin. He's a cyclocross / road rider. He won an under-23 cyclocross World Cup this year and also just got 3rd in the Dutch under-23 road race championships just the week before. Other rider that stands out is Bart Lemon. He actually rides for a continental team, but just got 4th in the Dutch Elite Road Race Championships, again just the week before, finishing just behind like Pascal Ankhorn and Taco van der Hoorn and beating guys like Sam Oomen, Mike Turnison, Jos van Emden, so just really in top form at the moment. Now I'm guessing these guys probably got paid a bit of start money to show up to a crit like this, but they were still racing full gas. And the other mind-blowing thing is that they weren't even the strongest guys at this race. There's probably 8 to 10 other guys on teams I'd never heard of, and then you look them up and they're just random elite guys shredding the field apart. They're not even pro guys. So just the depth of fields that we're seeing at these crits this year is crazy.
Ben Spenceley, everybody.
Last 340. Average 306 max.
So about 5 laps to go. Only Aiden and Ben left in there. The race looks like it's been super hard. Good work, Aiden. But just with the podium and the finish bus and the beer tent and the amount of people here, the cars as well, there's like 3 cars following the crit around. I feel like this is one of the bigger ones.
You wanna say that when you leave it, play me high.
Oh, what a race. It's 9:45 at night, so it's pretty late. That's a wrap. I was just saying to the guys, these crits are way harder than it was when I was here a few years ago. Probably harder than I told them it would be. So hopefully there are some ones with a slightly more reasonable field, because I do kind of feel bad for the guys. That is about as hard as it gets. So thanks for watching this one. Catch you in the next video.